Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. As a reminder, if you have a question, please select the raise hand icon next to your name. And we will get started here with head coach Adrian Heath. Andy, your mic is open.
Adrian, after 4 tough weeks, how do you put into words getting 3 points here tonight?
Can we turn it up a bit?
Andy, can you repeat that, please?
Can you hear me, Adrian?
Yeah, that's better. Yeah.
Yeah, after 4 games and nothing that you guys thought you'd have to deal with so early in this year, what does it mean like to get 3 points here tonight?
Well, huge relief for everybody concerned. More importantly, the players. When I look at the season, as I think I said after the game, that I've had days where I've scratched my head because we haven't played at times to be 0-4, but that's where we were, and I know where pressure starts to build on players, on the coaches, on the manager, even the supporters. They feel that you could feel the relief for the supporters at the end. So I'm pleased for all of them. But I did say to the guys after, I thought we did all the ugly things that nobody ever sees better than we've done at any stage. Clear the lines, put a foot through it, and then we'll debate whether it was a good decision or not after. We haven't beat ourselves, and a couple of occasions, Ty's come up with a couple of good saves, which we expected.
Jerry Zagoda, your mic is open.
Adrian, what were you hoping to get from the goalkeeper change, and what did you end up getting?
Well, sometimes it's not about form. It's about doing something different that has a different response from the people in front of you. And obviously the change of voice sometimes helps and maybe refocuses the guys in front of you. I said to you the other day that, I think he's played 20 games or 21, did somebody say, consecutively, Dane. And maybe 2 or 3 of the goals could be his, but that's the same with all goalkeepers. So, I don't want to say that was the big catalyst of all the change. But Tyler's done really well. He's come back from his injuries really well. That's a testimony to the work that he did, his rehab after, which was a major operation, for a goalkeeper, hips, where you're diving all day and training. It's a delicate situation, but he obviously had good surgery, and more importantly, he had really, really good rehab.
Jan Rojas, your mic is open.
Thank you. Adrian, 2 questions. When Reynoso left the field, he complained about pain. It was just cramping, or what can you tell us?
I think he'll be okay. I think he was just tired, to be honest with you, John. He put a good shift in tonight, and, I feel as though he's coming back to what the Reynoso of last year. Got his energy levels going again, and at times he gave us a spark tonight. And obviously, I think he'll be pleased that, his mate and his teammate from down in Boca has got on the field and scored a goal. So, it's been a good night for a lot of different reasons.
Yeah, and then after the goal, Ramon showed a jersey offering the moment to his brother Gaston, who took his own life last year, victim of depression. How do you find Ramon, his mood in the locker?
Well, he's pleased. I feel for him a little bit. He came in and was maybe thrust into it earlier than he was ready for, and we spoke before the game. He said it's the first time since he's been here he feels pain-free. I thought his movement was a little bit better, but I think he'd be the first to stay. He's still some weeks away from being really fit and sharp as he would like, but we'll keep working with him, and hopefully we'll have time to give him some time, because we'll have a few reinforcements here in the next few days, hopefully. And then we can get a full complement of players. I don't think it's a coincidence that the goal came and, Robin was down his side and a great cross. And, we've been struggling a little bit in terms of forcing everybody onto the field and positions at times to help us. So it will be nice to get everybody fit and healthy, I will say.
Andy, your line is open.
Adrian, at halftime, you talked about wanting to have more urgency from the guys. Did you feel like that was the main catalyst, or did you feel like you changed things tactically to get that?
Well, we changed things tactically and went back to our sort of familiar shape. But the thing is, and it's hard for people to understand, that when you're in a run like we are and the confidence is low, and we try everything to keep the guys motivated and confident, your natural reaction is let's take a step back and defend the goal and keep nice and compact. And unfortunately, you can't win a lot of games like that. So we changed the system, which probably left us a touch more open, but obviously I think freed us up to play a little bit more, and we got Ray a little bit more involved in the game.
A reminder, if you have a question, please select the raise hand icon next to your name.
That's it.
All right, if we don't have any more questions, we'll
Happy
let Adrian
days.
go.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you. And we will have forward Ramon Avila up next. And then goalkeeper Tyler Miller available as well. Thank you. Wanted to give everybody a little update. It'll be a little bit more about 5 minutes until we get some players in as they're showering and getting treatment. But hopefully we will get them very soon. Appreciate your patience. second update, we should have forward Ramon Avila coming up in just a few minutes. Again, really appreciate your patience here. And if you have a question, remember to select the raise hand icon next to your name. I will be translating. It will be in Spanish. So bear with me. Thanks, folks.
Ok.
Ramón, bienvenido. Vamos a empezar con John Rojas.
Thank you. Mucho felicitaciones por el gol. Mira, me podrías llevar con las sensaciones. Obviamente el festejo para Gastón, pero además hacía un largo rato que no salías de una cancha viendo a la gente irse feliz, por pandemia, por lo que fuera, pero ¿cómo te siente la noche?
¿Qué tal? Buenas noches. La verdad que contento, feliz de poder convertir, de que el equipo gane, que era lo importante, volver a la victoria que tanto lo necesitábamos. Obviamente siempre la dedicatoria va a ser para él. Ayer casualmente se cumplió un nuevo aniversario de su partida, entonces bueno, lo extrañamos, es alguien al que amamos mucho y mi familia todavía tiene ese dolor interno de haber perdido a alguien, ¿no? Tan joven y en una decisión tan drástica. Pero bueno, hay que seguir adelante, la vida sigue, nosotros tenemos que salir a la vida y levantarnos y tratar de ser mejores y de aconsejar y de que desde lo que podamos ayudar a que todos estemos un poquito mejor, y si este gol y la victoria sirve para que la gente esté contenta hoy y un poco más tranquilo, bienvenido sea.
The question was, just to overall describe his emotions on not only playing but with his first goal. Obviously, it was a great feeling getting that first goal and a much needed win for the team. He also touched on his celebration for his brother and how all of his celebrations will always be for him, and how it was very recently the anniversary of his brother's passing, and it's something that he and his family still feel. But if playing soccer and if scoring a goal and if winning a game can bring not just us as a team, but people happiness, then so be it. Alex Kaminer, your mic is open.
Gracias, Javi. Un placer saludarla. Juanchope, ¿qué tal? Un placer saludarlo también. Primero que todo, quiero felicitarlo por el gol y por el gol del triunfo que marcó hoy. Juanchope, retomando la pregunta que hizo mi colega, me gustaría también saber tu sensación después de haber llegado a un país diferente, tener una pequeña lesión y volver de a poco y marcar tu primer gol. ¿Qué pasa por ahora en la cabeza de Ramón Avila? Muchas gracias.
¿Qué tal? Buenas noches. No, a ver, yo no tenía ninguna lesión, estaba sí operado y estaba en el proceso de recuperación, pero ya estaba bien hacía rato para jugar. Bueno, después del partido en Seattle tuve el dolor en ciático porque obviamente no estaba acostumbrado a jugar en el sintético. Pero ya estoy recuperado, estoy bien, entrenando al 100% y la verdad que dándolo todo. Obviamente que es una adaptación difícil, porque lo principal es el lenguaje, la comunicación, entonces se hace complicado eso a la hora de comunicarse adentro de la cancha, que es lo más importante. Pero bueno, vamos aprendiendo, vamos adaptándonos a lo que es otro fútbol, totalmente diferente al que yo estoy acostumbrado. Pero la verdad que muy contento. El grupo me hace sentir muy importante, me ayudan mucho y la verdad que uno solamente está predispuesto a aprender, a colaborar y a tratar de seguir sumando para que el equipo gane.
The question was how overall he was feeling, having arrived to a new league, a new country, and a new team, and adjusting physically. He talked about how he had never played on turf, so he did feel some mild discomfort after the Seattle game, but he's been training as hard as he can, trying to regain his fitness at 100%. And, despite some issues in transition, obviously with the language, that's always going to be the case. He's felt very welcomed by his teammates, and they make him really happy to be here. Andy, your line is open.
Ramon, can you walk us through your goal and did you feel like you could have had maybe 2 or 3 tonight?
Que si puedes explicar tu gol y si piensas que has podido tener 2 o 3 más hoy.
No, siempre se puede más. El fútbol a veces presenta situaciones que uno trata de resolverla de la mejor manera, a veces se da, otras no. Pero lo importante es tener situaciones que el equipo genere y uno estar ahí para poder convertirla. La verdad que fue una jugada creo que una contra que salimos, un contragolpe, manejamos la pelota, Ozzy se la da a Robin y Robin tira un centro fantástico que solamente lo tuve que desviar un poco para que la pelota entre, así que nada, la verdad que agradecido a todos porque, bueno, se hizo un esfuerzo muy grande para ganar.
Yeah, I think you can always score a few more goals, but in soccer, that's just kind of how it happens. He said that he believes they got the goal. The play started from a counterattack. Ozzy got the ball. He passed it over to Robin, who sent in just a beautiful pass that all he had to do was, direct it one way. And he's very gracious for having had the opportunity to score. All he tries to do is just be in the spot if the team is creating chances, and just really excited for the win. Reminder, if you have any more questions, please select the raise hand icon next to your name. Andy, go ahead.
Ramon, with Boca, you're not used to being on the losing side of things. How would you describe the mood of the team over the last 4 games and how you tried to turn the tide tonight?
Que con Boca obviamente no estás acostumbrado quizás a estar perdiendo tantos juegos seguidos. ¿Cómo puedes describir tú el ambiente del equipo estos últimos 4 juegos, entrando a este, y qué has podido hacer tú para ayudar el ambiente?
No, obviamente es cultural. En Argentina se vive totalmente diferente a cómo se vive el fútbol aquí. Allá la única satisfacción para mucha gente es que el equipo gane, y aquí es totalmente diferente, es un trabajo más. Pero nosotros lo tomamos con mucha responsabilidad, con mucho sacrificio, y obviamente que no está bueno perder, menos 4 partidos seguidos, pero hay que seguir trabajando, hay que seguir manteniendo la cabeza fría y tratando de colaborar y de ayudar en lo que más se pueda para que el equipo pueda encontrar su funcionamiento y empezar a ganar más partidos.
Obviously, it's a different culture, when you take what soccer means in Argentina and here, but, the team, all they try to do is, keep a cool head and keep working, and keep trying to just turn the tide around. We'll have time for just 3 more questions here. John Rojas, go ahead.
Thank you. Juancho, el técnico decía antes que por primera vez en una conversación en estos días, no sé si hoy o ayer, le dijiste que por primera vez desde que estás en Estados Unidos no sientes absolutamente nada de dolor. ¿Tiene que ver eso con la molestia del turf? Y la otra, ¿has podido conversar con Franco? ¿Te ha preguntado algo de la ciudad y tal?
¿Quién es Franco?
Fragapane.
Ok. Sí, la verdad que hablé con el entrenador porque venía sintiendo un poco de molestia y de dolor. Igual venía entrenando normal y estaba igual en condiciones para jugar, pero bueno, obviamente cuando uno tiene dolor es un poco más complicado y no está uno al 100% como quiere. La verdad que hace ya unos días que vengo muy bien, sin dolor y entrenando normal, y la verdad que hacía mucho tiempo que no estaba así y bueno, creo que hoy se vio reflejado y la verdad que bueno, estoy muy contento. La verdad que no he tenido posibilidad de hablar con él, no sé, no estoy enterado de nada, qué pasa, si viene o no viene, pero bueno, nada, veremos más adelante cómo sigue todo.
Yeah, he's had some discomfort since being here, some adjustment, but nothing that would keep him off the training field. He's been training with the team very regularly. He's felt really great for the last few days, but obviously sometimes feeling some level of discomfort makes it a little bit more complicated to play in a game. But he's been feeling really great for the past few days and was very gracious for the opportunity to play in today. The other question was regarding whether he had spoken with Franco Fragapane. He said he hasn't. He's not really up to date on the situation, so they haven't spoken quite yet. Jerry, your line is open.
Did you get a yellow card for lifting your jersey, and did that surprise you?
La verdad que todavía no sé bien las reglas de qué está bien y qué está mal, pero bueno, no, la verdad que la tarjeta no me interesó mucho, no le di mucha importancia así al festejo porque, bueno, es algo que a quien quiero mucho, que amo mucho, que extrañamos mucho y la verdad que es alguien al que me da fuerza para poder seguir día a día, ¿no?
He still is not fully up to date on the rules. Not sure what he can and can't do in terms of celebration, but he doesn't really care about the yellow card. He's going to celebrate the way he wants to. You know, it's someone very special to him and someone that gives him the strength to push forward. And last question here for the night, Alex Caminer. Your line is open.
Gracias, Javi. Hola, Guanchope, otra vez, un placer saludarlo. Guanchope, por lo regular usted tenía de compañero a Luego Reynoso en Boca. Tenerlo ahora de compañero en Minnesota se le hace un poquito más adaptable al equipo, tenerlo de compañero a usted, decirlo un poquito más en la ciudad, del equipo, del idioma. ¿Cómo usted lo siente? Si nos puede transmitir un poco de cómo se vive entre usted y él en el equipo. Gracias.
Obviamente que siempre tener un compatriota, uno del mismo país en el mismo equipo siempre es bueno y obviamente con el Rey hemos jugado mucho tiempo en Boca juntos, somos de la misma ciudad, nos conocemos hace mucho tiempo y la verdad que nada, sirve de mucho el apoyo, la confianza, el entendernos, el saber en ayudarnos mutuamente adentro de la cancha y afuera y la verdad que yo ya lo conozco, sé la clase de jugador que es y nada, obviamente juntos trataremos de hacer lo mejor para ayudar a nuestros compañeros y entre todos poder ganar muchos partidos.
The question was, you know, how he and Ray kind of relate to one another, and if having someone not only from his country but also as a former teammate has helped him adjust to a new team. And he says, absolutely, there's nothing quite like having not only a former teammate but someone from your own country to help assimilate. And he's really very, very grateful to have him as a teammate. Ramon, muchísimas gracias por tu tiempo. That wraps it up for Ramon.
Thank you.
And we will have goalkeeper Tyler Miller up next. Thank you. All right, we have goalkeeper Tyler Miller joining us. So if you have a question, please select the raise hand icon next to your name, and I will let you know when it is your turn. Andy Greeter, your mic is open.
Oh, it's good to see you again. How did you feel like you were able to kind of come back after such a long layoff to play your first game and do so well in it?
I really have to give a credit to a lot of the medical staff that helped me along the way. It was 9 months, and I worked my ass off, to be honest. I worked as hard as I could every day, and there were days where I really didn't want to be in there. And Stacy, our old athletic trainer, she can tell you and attest to it. And I told myself that if I put in the work now, it would be worth the reward that comes on the back end of it, and that was kind of what got me through it all.
Andy, go ahead.
Tyler, you said on TV that your dad is here. Was that a pre-planned trip, or did you have a tip that you were going to play? How did that come about?
Well, I found out Monday that I was going to start, and as much as I've been wanting to play, my parents have been really wanting to see me play themselves. And so as soon as I found out on Monday, I called my parents and let them know, and then my dad flew out yesterday, and then my mom is going to fly out on Friday for for this weekend's game. So it's always special to me when I have that opportunity to play in front of them. And tonight I definitely got a little emotional, just with the end of the game and what I've been through, and to have him in the stadium for that experience meant a lot to me.
Jerry, your line is open.
Did they come from New Jersey?
Yes.
After Saturday's game, did you expect a move like that might be coming with starting a goalkeeper just for a change after a start like you guys have had?
You know, I really didn't worry about it. I kind of knew and was confident in my own ability that if I continue to keep my head down, keep training, have a positive attitude, that eventually an opportunity would come. And so I really just focused on myself and what I needed to do to put myself in the best position for when that opportunity did come, and then I could seize it.
John Rojas, your line is open.
Thank you. Tyler, of course, training is totally different to the competition, to the game itself. Do you have something in your mind? Do you have any kind of time to take it all in with you got the first ball and you grab the first ball and said it, okay, here I come, I'm back?
Yeah, it was a gradual build into the game. As a goalkeeper, obviously you have to be ready from the opening whistle with anything that can come, and it was nice that I was able to get a early touch on the ball and then get an early save, and that helped build the confidence. But I told myself going in, just keep it simple, play within myself, don't chase the game, let the game come to me, and see where it takes me. And thankfully tonight things worked out, and that's going to be my game plan moving forward with each game and opportunity that I get.
Andy, your line is open.
Tyler, you said I worked my ass off. How would you kind of describe the type of dedication that you had to have to come back?
It's a mental challenge every day, because you have goals. Like tonight, I had a goal of that back in August when I had my first surgery. Okay, I want to make sure I'm ready for the start of the season, and to not know when that was, it made it all the more difficult. And kind of as we went, there were little milestones that I was able to hit, which helped, but still going in and doing a lot of similar exercises and not really feeling the progression, even though I am getting stronger, am getting more mobile, agile. I really had to be patient with myself and with the process, and patience is something that sometimes I struggle with. But throughout the entire process, the training staff was there with me to guide me through it. And when I wanted to do too much, they would pull me back, and they would also encourage me to do more and really push myself and have trust in my body, in my hips, and kind of throughout the entire thing, it was a challenging process, but something that I'm very grateful for. And now I have a much better appreciation for every opportunity that I'm able to play the game that I love.
Andy, go ahead.
Tyler, how would you describe what this team had to go through over the first 4 games and losing them after, the expectations that you guys had going into the year and the success you had last year?
It was obviously a difficult start to the season, and as much as I love to take the credit, I'm not the sole reason we won tonight. I think collectively you saw a more determined attitude that this team really needs to encompass in order for us to be successful. That's who we are. That's our identity. We are really difficult to play against, and I think tonight you saw that where maybe it was lacking in a few positions, or we weren't able to put it together for the entire 90 minutes of the first 4 games. But we have to also be realistic. We are still 1-4. We're still challenging to compete and climb the table, but each game, each opportunity that we have to approach it with the same attitude, and I think that this team can be really successful if we can do that.
Andy, did you have another question? No. Okay. If there are any other questions, please let me know. Select the raise hand icon next to your name. All right. That'll be it. Thank you, Tyler Miller, so much for your time. And that concludes our press conference for this evening. We will send out a full quote sheet and translation later tonight. Thank you so much.